So what year did you and Steve Malcolm come together?
God, I'm really bad with years. So our agency represented Colin James,
Right.
and so I got to know Steve. And this is probably, my God, it's over 20 years ago. And Steve was one of those managers focused on one artist only, and and that's a good thing. And what happened is,
did he come out of the Bumstead fold?
he did. He was with Larry Wanagas, and something happened there where they split up, and I guess Steve wound up with Colin, and Larry wound up with Katie Lang.
Right.
And Steve got to know the Chieftains in Ireland pretty good, and they wanted to make a change in management, but they wanted more of a structure. So Steve was like an independent guy, kind of working out of the house at that point, and he thought that if he teamed up with me, we'd be able to sign him. So we did, and my thinking at the time was, because I'd be really, busting it, trying to break Trooper into America, and it was a really, really a difficult thing to do, was to take a Canadian act who was successful and break him in America. Really, really hard. So along came Steve with the Chieftains, and I knew that they were an artist that could sell out theaters in America, and I knew that was a way into America, and I knew that there was a way to collaborate with them to expand the possibilities for some of our clients. So we teamed up on the Chieftains, and then really the rest went from there, because that enabled Joni Mitchell, and of course then the credibility of Joni Mitchell enabled Diana Krall and Nora Jones, and on and on from there.
Did the artists start coming to you guys? Is that what it was?
A bit of a combination. Some come to you, some don't. I mean, it's interesting, but a lot of times you just have a friendship. For example, with Joni, Steve was friends with her boyfriend Don Freed, and he got to know Joni. So there was this ongoing social thing that happened for 5 or 6 months, and then we met and spent time with her in Japan. And next thing, she throws it out, hey, maybe you guys can look after me, as opposed to us just kind of pursuing her. Same thing with James Taylor. I met James socially with Joni a number of times before I got brought on originally as a tour consultant, and then I made a record deal for him and made every other deal for him. And, one thing led to the next. I have to thank my partner in that, Mike Gorfain from Gorfain Schwartz in America, who was consulting for him on just generally, because he didn't have a manager. So they brought me in as a tour consultant, because I knew that stuff pretty good. And then the relationship just grows. And it's really, as as an artist, it's as much about trust as anything. Mm-hmm. So when they get comfortable with you, they're okay. They feel better about handing it over to them, as opposed to just, here's a straight business deal. Let's just meet over the desk and it's straight business.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty intense relationship. Yeah. There's got to be trust.
Right. No, there's an artist, James Taylor. Good Lord. Well, all of them. Really, all the people that you've handled, from Joni to Diana Krall, James Taylor, Nora Jones, but James Taylor, to me, he's as big as he is, I still think he should be bigger.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys. Yeah. For one thing, nobody plays acoustic guitar and gets acoustic guitar sounds like that guy. It's unbelievable, his touch.
Yeah. People underestimate, because you're a guitar player, so you understand it. But the people that don't play the guitar don't understand how complicated the things that he does are. He is just an amazing artist and an amazing person. Fantastic.
Yeah. I was listening to a show a while back about his beginnings and stuff, and he was it his show on the Audible thing that he did? No. It was actually something totally different. It was actually an interview with somebody totally different, talking about James Taylor's early days.
Okay, so you really need to get the Audible book Break Shot, which is James talking about his life up to age 21. It's just unbelievable. It's so well done. He's so articulate and so incisive, intelligent. It's just really, really something.
Yeah. Well, it's so amazing. Those days of the singer-songwriter, they were a magical time. There was a Carly Simon hymn, of course, Carole King, the queen of them all. And all that stuff was happening. And that Elton John sort of rode that wave in as well. That was all part of that same thing that was going on. It was a much more intimate way of presenting music.
Well, I think so that era of musician, the Laurel Canyon days really just came after an era when it was really singers and songwriters were two different things. You had the whole Brill building thing where that's where the term A&R, guy, artist, and repertoire, that was the guy that put artists and, music together.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you had this wave of people starting with folk singers moving into Laurel Canyon, starting to write about their own experiences as opposed to, I went to the dance or, you're my girl and that kind of stuff. And then of course, the biggest segment of the population, the baby boomers, were looking for a change, caught on. Then you had the little drug things come in and all that alchemy of all that, exploded that music. If you think about it, what came out of there is just phenomenal. So it's and we've been really, really lucky to represent some of those people that were just, the forerunners of an entire generation of music.
Hey, thanks for joining us. Check out our other vignettes and full episodes from a wide variety of guests for more great content. Please like, share, and subscribe, and become a member at SocialNRGPresents.com to access premium content and earn valuable energy points just for watching.